What is up, you guys? It is Jessica doing things differently, and I'm recording a video back to back. If you have watched one of my recent videos and you're like, wait, I thought I just saw you in that. Yes, you probably did. I decided to record back to back so that I could have a week off because it is my 1-year anniversary. And so we're going away for a little while. So I thought it would be good just to make sure that I was ahead of things. And I also know that I have not talked about my teeth in a while, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on my teeth and what's going on. And also kind of give you guys a few, I don't know, pointers, things to look out for, things you don't think about. So I started this journey about probably like almost a year and 3 months ago, approximately. I kind of woke up one day and I was like, you know what, I've been thinking about it for a very long time. Let me just make an appointment, you know, kind of get an overview of how much it's going to be and kind of go from there. So I set up an appointment with Aspen. I go in there and everything moved so fast. Before I knew it, they were trying to get me a loan and like this whole process, right? So my first suggestion would be go to an appointment, let them know I am not considering doing anything right this second. All I want to know are my options. I want all my options on, you know, dentures, implants, partials. Like I want all my options laid out for me and the price. And then go home and think about it, because I did not do that. And I think that I feel like I was rushed into this process. And for part of me is happy about that because I'm very indecisive and I'm afraid that I would have like backed out of it. But because it moved so fast, it kind of didn't give me a chance to back out. You know what I mean? I mean, I went in there and a week later, well, 2 weeks, but it was supposed to be a week. A week later, I was supposed to go in for my extractions, but then they canceled. And then it was another week. So technically it was 2 weeks before I got them pulled. But had they not have canceled, I would have been in a week later, you know, and the process started. So I would definitely suggest that first. The next thing, I did not really plan that I would be down for those couple days. I knew it was going to hurt. I knew that I was going to be in pain. However, I am in recovery, so I cannot take any, you know, Percocet, Vicodin, or anything like that. Tylenol with codeine, nothing. So I can take ibuprofen, 800, but that's all. So I did not plan my anxiety levels. I didn't plan my pain levels, and I kind of went into this blind. So number one, if you're in recovery, talk to your sponsor, have a plan, right? If you're not in recovery and you can take pain medications, talk to your dentist and know what there is available. Know what your options are. If you have high anxiety, talk to your dentist about that. They can give you something before you come in. You take it like an hour or two before you go in, and then that way you're more calm before you sit down in that chair and all of a sudden 2 people are in your mouth and you're freaking out. So I would definitely suggest that. And then another thing I would definitely suggest is if possible, take a week off of work. You know, take a week off and give yourself that time to heal. Give yourself that time to be off of work. If you can take longer, then take longer. If you can't, take at least a week. I took 2 days off. Probably not the best idea. I do work from home, so it was a little bit easier for me. So I'm sure that it would be much harder for somebody who actually had to go back in face to face. And my boss was very understanding, and she actually gave me another day off. So I went in after 2 days and she was like, listen, if you can work. I think I ended up working half a day and then took the rest of the day off. But keep that in mind. You know, you don't really realize all your teeth getting pulled out of your mouth, getting stitches, and not being able to eat, drink, sleep, like it hurts. So keep that in mind. I would also suggest you don't go in with any Like, don't go in with high hopes that it's just all going to work out. Go in with no expectations, because my expectations were here. I got like here level service, and I was completely disappointed, and that was partially my fault for my expectations being like so high. I thought I was going to go in and I was going to get my immediates right away, which I did, and they were awful, and I couldn't wear them. So that whole 6 months to a year that I'm supposed to be taking the time to get used to dentures, I didn't have that time. So then when I did go to get my permanents, it was like starting fresh. And after getting used to not having any teeth in your mouth for a year, that's not great. So I don't know. I personally think that immediates for me shouldn't have happened. I don't think that I should have gotten immediates because of the way that my immediates were. However, a lot of people had much better and different experiences with that. So I would definitely just suggest talking to your dentist, and again, knowing your options, because what I thought I was going into, I wasn't, right? Another thing, they feel weird. They feel like you have so much in your mouth at first that you're like, I'm never gonna get used to these. You have a talking problem. You sound different. Eating is hard and difficult. Drinking is difficult. Even still now, sometimes when I'm eating, I have to like be careful how I eat, because you don't eat normally. Like, you have to chew on both sides kind of equally. So if you're chewing on one side for a second, you have to like push it over to the other side and chew on this side for a second. It's not easy. Watch videos, learn as much as you possibly can before going into it, because it is not easy. And it will break your mental down so badly, on top of your confidence level, because your confidence level goes because you have no teeth. And I don't know, I guess I just never really thought how bad it would be, because I was getting immediates and those didn't work out. So I went almost a year, actually I think I went a year, a little over a year, with no teeth in my mouth. That can really, really mess with your self-confidence. And it really put me, at some points, I was so depressed and I was sad and I was so down on myself. So keep that in mind. You might even want to get a counselor. I mean, I definitely talked to somebody when I was kind of going through that, and it did help, but not enough. I mean, I was definitely still struggling. So know that you're going to struggle, and have people around you that can help you and uplift you, because that's going to be an important step for you.
I did also forget to mention the fact that doing things intimately can also be somewhat of a struggle, but I'm going to do a separate video on that, kind of describing what you may go through. But I do have to say, I will have to word it properly for YouTube. But just keep in mind, even that is something of a learning curve. And I just think that you have to be patient, and your partner has to be patient. And if you're not with somebody at that time, and you are dating, be patient with yourself, and just make sure that you give yourself grace.
Another thing that I would definitely say that nobody tells you is adhesive. So in the beginning, when you have stitches, you cannot wear adhesive, obviously, because when you take them out, it can pull your stitches out. However, once your stitches have dissolved or get taken out, whichever ones you get, you can start wearing adhesive. And there are so many on the market, right? So many, in fact, that I had a hard time figuring out which one worked for me. Thankfully, I only went through a couple and I found the one that I prefer, but I even still have trouble when I take them out and then all the glue is still stuck on my gums. Oh, that's torture. It makes my mouth so dry. It's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's just, nobody wants that. So one thing that I do is I take a piece of paper towel, I get it a little bit wet, and then I take it and I just go around my gums and I try to pull it off. Is it the best way? I don't know. I mean, certain people said, you know, swish your mouth around with water, with warm water, it'll loosen it up. For me, that doesn't work. Other people say to take a regular towel and take it and put it in your mouth. Wait, you know how many messed up towels I would have if I did that? You know what I mean? So for me, paper towels work the best. It's up to you what you use. Here, my cat, he wants attention right now. He's like, I don't care what you're doing. I want attention. Yes, please. Another thing people don't tell you is how hard they are to get used to. And I know I kind of already touched on this, but they're not easy to get used to. Again, like the talking for me, people were like, oh, sing, you know, talk to yourself, sing songs and stuff like that. It'll help you get used to them. And really nothing helped with that other than talking and talking and talking and learning how to talk differently. And I know that's going to sound crazy, but there's certain things that I have to consciously like pronounce harder now, because if I don't, sometimes it almost sounds like I'm mumbling, or like they don't enunciate hard enough. You know what I mean? So for me, I had to kind of like learn how to talk differently in order to make them work, if that makes sense. Another thing is, go in for as many adjustments as you possibly can, because I am telling you, if they don't feel right, and not like they're uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Because they're gonna be uncomfortable, but if they feel like if you bite down and one side touches before the other side, you need an adjustment. There are so many things that they can do to make your life easier when it comes to these. It doesn't matter how many times you go in for an adjustment, until you get them right, because that is what they are there for. Ask questions, as many as you can. Write everything down as it comes. Make your appointment, and everything that you can think of, write down. And when you go to your appointment, you will have all your questions written down. Because for me, I would go there, they'd put the teeth in my mouth, I couldn't talk. They'd say, you know, how do they look? I'd say great, or whatever, however they look, bad, good, whatever. Then they would take them out and they would walk away. And then the next person would come in and say, okay, you're all set to go. And then I would have so many questions that I never got a chance to ask. So you need to go in there right away with your questions before they start doing stuff with your mouth. Because then after they do stuff with your mouth, a lot of times they're gone. Or when that lady comes back in and says, okay, you're all set to go. No, I have questions. Can you bring them back in? Because for me, it was always like, it was so quick. They were in and out so quick that like I always felt like my questions weren't answered. And I hated that, because then I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And then I would just leave. Don't do that. Don't let them intimidate you. Get what you went there for. Ask what you want. And who cares if they seem aggravated? That is their job, unfortunately. And if they're aggravated, maybe they're in the wrong profession, you know? That's not your fault. That is not your problem. As long as you're being respectful and you're not coming at them sideways, that's not your fault. As far as now having them, I would say that I've had a lot of bone spurs now come out and pop out of nowhere. I think that I didn't really expect that. And that's something that is like, I'm having like at least once a week, I'm pulling out a bone spur. So I didn't really expect that. Another thing that I didn't do in the very beginning is I didn't wear them a lot, because they felt so foreign to me that I don't know. I felt like they looked weird and I was uncomfortable with them, and they just felt like too much in my mouth. I felt like I couldn't really eat with them in. Try with small things and you know, build yourself up to eating more, because I unfortunately would take my teeth out and then eat, and I wasn't learning how to eat with my teeth in. Now I can bite stuff, I can eat candy, like the little things that like I have missed for so long. Chewing a candy bar when you don't have teeth, let me tell you, that is impossible. That is impossible. So there are the small things that you can learn to enjoy again, and chips being one of them. Holy cow, did I miss them? Yes, a lot of junk food, pretty much. But even like nuts or like Nutri-Grain bars, like a lot of things I can enjoy now that I couldn't before. Certain meats I couldn't eat, like steak, because I can't gnaw it with my gums, you know what I mean? So take your time and learn how to do it, and be careful, because you will choke. I cannot tell you how many times things have gotten caught in the very, very back where the top plate is. It's gotten caught like right in between there and my throat, and I thought, I'm going to die right now. But I didn't. I'm fine, obviously. But just take it slow. And when you think that you got it, don't like start eating faster, because I have choked many of times like that, thinking, oh, I got this now, like I'm good. No, no, no. Take your time. You're not in a rush. And if you are in a rush, be careful. That's all. But if you guys have any other questions, please leave them down below so that I can help you answer any questions that you might have. I obviously haven't had these for that long, but I'm still getting used to them myself. But if I can help you in any way, I can obviously try. I don't know. I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications for every time I upload another video so you don't miss out. And as always, please make sure you share this video with a friend, a coworker, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa. I don't care who you share it with, just share it. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!